Say here in the fight, the war that he's going to create, he asks everybody in the nations of the world to come and fight against him. It's a little bit like what he did with the king of Egypt. He invited the king of Egypt to come and have a fight with him, and then killed him totally.
Oh well, it's not fun if you don't invite someone, is it?
Well, look what he says here. I will gather all the nations to Jerusalem to fight against it. The city will be captured. Then Yahweh will go out and fight against those nations, the rest of the world, as he fights in the day of battle. Well, when did he go out and fight in the day of battle? That would be back at Egypt time, or there's 3 or 4 other times. And on that day, his presence will be on the Mount of Olives. Now, you're going to get some Christian people who say that was Jesus standing with his feet on the Mount of Olives. I'm sorry, in the Hebrew, that's not what it says. On that day, his presence will be on the Mount of Olives, east of Jerusalem, and the Mount of Olives will be split in 2 from east to west, forming a great valley with half of the mountains moving north and half moving south. And you will flee from my mountain valley, so it's very much to do with his holy mountain. You will flee from my holy mountain valley, for it will extend to Azel. You will flee as you fled from the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. Then Yahweh my God will come, and all the holy ones with him. Have you got the rest of the verse on that one?
Yes. 6. On the day there will be neither very bright nor very dim, nor cold nor frost. It will be a unique day, without daytime or nighttime, a day known as Yahweh's day. When evening comes, there will be light.
Can I add a little bit there? Well, if he's shaken the heavens, we don't have the normal sun and moon and stars. If he's shaken
normal
the heavens,
cycle of what we know today.
And yet there's neither day nor night, but there's still light. Let me just add a point there, because in the creation week, what day out of the 7 days of creation did he make the sun and the moon and the stars? If you look it up again, you're going to find it was 4 days after the day that he made everything, made the habitat, made the water, made the heavens, made the oxygen, made the air we breathe, and also made the plant life. He set the stage for complete and total habitat for everything to exist before he made the sun to keep it alive. So here we have a situation where, again, there's light, so it's obviously Yahweh is the light. On that day, spring water will flow out from Jerusalem, half to the eastern sea, the Dead Sea, and the other half to the western sea, which would be the Mediterranean Sea, and there's summer and winter. So it's no different to what we've got here on the earth today. If people think we're in some heaven without summer and winter, that's not what it says in the good book.
Yahweh will bring kings over the whole earth.
He will be the king over the whole earth.
Yahweh will be the king over the whole earth. On the day Yahweh will be one, and his name will be one, as is in Egypt at Exodus.
So in other words, as Yahweh was with his people back in Egypt time, Exodus,
he'll be again.
It's going to be repeated. So he's going to be with his people again. So it's a pretty big area.
Okay, and people have to realise, because we've never practiced this, this is just happening fluently.
We've not read this before, everybody, as you can see. We've never read this before. We pumped it out of the good book. We put it on some sheets of paper so we could cut time by looking it up. On that day there will be neither very bright or very dim, no cold, no frost. It will be a unique day, and without any daytime or nighttime, and it will be known as Yahweh's day. When evening comes, there will be light.
Make your choices.
This is interesting. At this time, on the Judgment Day, it says there that after Judah will fight also with Jerusalem, it says the wealth of all the surrounding nations, talking about the whole world here, will be collected, great quantities of gold and silver and clothing, and it will be given to his people.
And you know, mentioning the gold and silver, people have to realize that, you know, you bought your freedom with gold and silver. He talks about in the biblical times, and it has to. People even now, it's going to happen again. When our economy is going to fall and everything else, what is going to be your merit of exchange? People, wake up of what's really going on around us, and just look and not to be in fear, but to be prepared of what's coming down.
Well, another thing, the New World Order, United Nations, who are about to wage more or less a third world war on people because they're going to use the swine flu as a virus, and these powers to be already have criminal charges laid against them for this as a planned mass genocide act. You can imagine, I wonder what they think when they see this message that we're giving to the people. They're going to fall victim of the plagues, but the people, as it was in the days of Egypt, the people will not have the plagues fall on them. Then it says the survivors from all the nations that have attacked Jerusalem, they're going to go up year after year and worship
the King of Yahweh, Almighty, and it's to celebrate the Feast of the Tabernacle.
So if you don't believe in the Bible, you don't believe in Yahweh, you don't believe in the holy days, the appointed times, there's a statement here that if you don't go up at this stage of the events and worship Yahweh on the Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot, in the Jewish calendar, well, then you're going to have the plagues fall on you. That's what it says. Yeah,
and the thing is, we've got to look at what plagues are really out in the world right now.
Right.
You know,
you're going to spray Ebola. That will make your eyes fall out of your socket and your tongue fall out of your head.
You know, so
Read 17.
Yeah. If any of the people of the earth do not go up to Jerusalem to worship the King of Yahweh Almighty, they will have no rain for them.
So Yahweh's going to switch off the sky. There'll be no rain falling.
Yes.
But
okay.
Who is Israel? Who's the Jew? I put a little note here just to wind this up with. Correct Judaism, if you look it up in the internet, they follow a patrilineal descent, meaning a Jew is someone whose father is Jewish or who has undergone a conversion. Now, with the Talmud Judaism, and we have learnt that they have usurped the position of being a Jew, and we invite you to check that out, because the Talmud is an instrument which dates back to, say, from 200 and up to 500 AD. But the Talmud Jews claim that it was the oral law that was given to Moses at Sinai. But you can find that that is simply not true. There is no authenticated documents to prove that the oral law was given to Moses. On the contrary, the words in the good book say that Yahweh gave it all written down to Moses, and he added no more words. That's what it says in the good book. So the Talmud Jews today, which came out of the Pharisees, which are the rabbinic movement today, they will scream at this message. They will cry out pretty loud at this message to say that we're a mob of cuckoos or demons that are trying to, we're anti-Semite. No, we're not. We've read enough here to prove to you that we're not anti-Semite. We've read enough here to prove to you that what they've been taught as Jews has been, it's apostasy. It's been false. The same as with the other religions which they've been taught. And it says here, I've put in this note, if someone's mother is Jewish but their father is not, unless they have formally joined the people of Israel, they are not a Jew. Well, we've just read enough in this Bible text here to show you that both Gentile and Jews, those who called on his name, who are not Jews, he will hear them and he will look after them. If a person's father is Jewish and their mother is not, then they are Jewish. The reason being that all descent in the Tanakh is traced patrimonially. The rule of patrimonial descent applies for the people generations, meaning if all of someone's ancestors are Jews, except their fathers or father's father, then they are not Jewish. Likewise, if a person's father's father is a Jew, they are Jewish, even if they have no other Jewish ancestry.
Okay,
now,
that's very interesting, because I always knew it the other way around. If the mother was the Jews, then the children were the Jewish.
But not in the Torah. Not in the Torah.
So this is where the two school of thoughts.
Think. I've added a note here, and you can look all this up quite easily. There are many instances in the Hebrew Bible of Israelite men marrying non-Hebrew women. And the children, without question, were regarded as Israelites. Often there is no indication of the women converting to Judaism, some even coming directly from pagan priest families. Now, examples of this: Dan, Naphtali, Gad and Asher, all their mothers were Bilhah and Zippah. These were non-Hebrew concubines. Ephraim and Manasseh, Joseph's sons. Who was their mother? Their mother was Asenath, an Egyptian, who was a daughter of a pagan priest. Judah's sons, and Onan and Shelah, whose mother was Shua, a Canaanite woman. Gershom and Eleazar. Who's Gershom and Eleazar? Moses' sons. They were the sons of Moses. And whose mother were they? A Midianite woman called Zipporah, the daughter of Jethro, who was the high priest of Midian. So Moses' own kids were not Israelites. They were not Jews. And then Moses later on goes and marries...
how contrary is that what we've been taught through the Christian churches?
Well, they're all teaching you. The Christians are teaching you, and the Judaism are teaching you a load of hogwash. Moses also later on married a Cushite